Hey everyone, Bruce here with a video on strings, and let's go back and create a new variable, and we'll call it student again, and we'll create a string, and we'll give it my name. Okay, there it is. What a great variable. So let's say you wanted to print out my name in all uppercase, but the variable that someone defined is, entered just like that, Bruce Elgort, upper lowercase. So could you do something like student dot upper? Okay, could we do that? Could we do that? Look at that. So take that in for a second. So what I did is I took the student variable, and then just like in the graphics library where you pen something on with a dot, okay, so I'm saying run the upper function on it, and note the open and close parenthesis, okay? So when I do that, it's just printing it out for that instant and making that variable student uppercase, right? So what happens if I do this? Print, okay, student dot lower, okay, lower. So it converts the value of the variable, right, to lowercase. Now, just know that we're not changing, right? If I type student right now, right, it's still in its form that it was when we assigned it, but we haven't reassigned the value back to student, right? So if we wanted to do that, right, if we wanted to say that the new value of student equals the old value of student, and then upper case, and now we type out student, look at that. Now the variable student does in fact contain the uppercase value, right? So what if you want to get that back to what it was, right? So we'd say student equals the old value of student dot title case, and what that means, if I type out student, is it makes the first letter of each word, right? That's what we call title case. So how about that? Pretty neat stuff, right? So there's a lot of functions here, part of the Python language for strings, right? And watch this, student dot count. How many character? Oops, I didn't want that. What is the method? I got to get my language straight here. Count. Okay, count the number, right, of something. So how many, okay, student dot count, how many B's, right, are in that? 0. How many capital B's are in there? 1. Okay. How many E's, right? Let's do this. Let's do student dot count the number of, let's do lowercase e's. There should be 1, right? And there are 1. So you have these methods, right, these functions in on page 140 of your book, right, that allow you to do things to strings, right? So let's say you wanted to take the student string and find in it UCE, okay? Where does that start? It starts at position 2, right? 0, 1, 2. How about that? So if you need to find a substring in a string, right, you can use the find function. The find function, okay? Let's say you want to, let's see, you want to copy out all of the spaces that someone entered when entering a variable, right? So actually, let me just write some code here for a second. New file, and I'll say define main, and I'll call main, and I'll say here student equals, okay, input, enter a name, okay? Now notice we're asking for a string. I didn't need to evaluate it. Now if I want to print out student here, right, watch this. So let me save it, student, okay, and let me run it. Whoops, I have a syntax error because I've put a colon there. You guys need to tell me this when I record these videos, okay? So check it out, run, and let's enter a name, Bruce. Yeah, there it is, okay? Now, watch this. What happens if some person, enter space, 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 Bruce. Look at that. You don't want to record a value like that or use a value like that. So there is actually a function, a string function that you can use, and actually you can put it right at the end here. You can say dot lstrip, okay? Dot lstrip, and watch what happens. Check this out. Then I'll show you another way to do it. Okay, name space, 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 Bruce. And now it stripped off this stuff on the left, right? Now, watch this though. Watch if I do something like this, space, 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 Bruce, space, 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 space. We are getting, you can't see it here, but we are getting extra space on the end too, and that's where you can do lstrip, okay? And then you can do what's called chaining, and you can just strip off both of these things in one statement. Watch. Space, 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 Bruce. Space, 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 space. Okay? So, yeah. So let me just write this another way. So here was the original way, right, that I did it. Okay? Now, I'm just going to take these guys off. Okay? And then I'm going to say student equals student dot lstrip, and then student equals student dot rstrip. So that's equivalent to that one statement I had before. Okay, so it's stripping off stuff on the left, reassigning the variable on the left here. Same thing, it's going to the string student, stripping stuff off the right and assigning it back and putting it right here. Okay, giving it everything it needs to print a properly formatted variable, okay? Let's say you wanted to take a string. I'm going back here. Okay, let me see. Student is still here. Whoops, what's the variable name here? I don't know. Let's just define student again, and we'll give it my name. Okay. What happens if you wanted to say that student equals student dot replace? Bruce changed his name where he changed the U to a I. So instead of Bruce, it's Bryce. So the old string is U and the new string is I. Let's see what that does. Student. Look what I did. I was able to replace, right, inside the string, right, okay, particular characters. How about that? So that's the replace function. Again, okay, chapter 5, page 140. Now, the last thing I'm going to show you is I'm going to create a new Python file. Okay, I'm going to create a new Python file. Okay, and in here I'm going to create a function called main. Good. Okay, main. Okay, and then I'm going to say student equals input. Enter the student's name. Okay, beautiful. Now, what happens if I want to, okay, take the student, right? They're just entering a name and then be able to get the first name and last name, right? So interesting, right? So check this out. Okay, I can say here, let's just save this for a second. Student, whoop, student 1, let's just do that. Okay. How can I, again, get the first name and last name, right? So could I do something like this here? This is where I was before. Ready? Run. Okay. So I'll enter Bruce. Whoops. Let's just run it again. Ready? Bruce Elgort. Okay. So nothing happened here because I'm telling it not to do anything, right? But what happens if I do this? Okay, I say print student dot split and split it on a space. Okay, let's see what happens there. Split that. Check it out. Check it out. Bruce. I'll put my middle name there. Okay, so you can see. So look at we get back. Okay, look what we get back. We get a list, and in each element of the list, I get what? I get Bruce, Lawrence, Elgort, right? And if I wanted to do something like this, right? Student equals student dot split. So I'm splitting it on the space, and I'm splitting it into a list. And now, if I wanted to just get my first name, right, I could do something like this. Print student. So what's in the first position, right, the 0th position there, is my first name. So ready? Here we go. Bruce Lawrence Elgort. So what should come out? Just Bruce, because we took student, we split it on the space character, and we reassigned it to the variable student, and then we printed out the first element, which is the 0th element, right, of the list. Okay, so yeah, let that sink in for a little while, and I hope these videos help supplement what we cover in class. They are also, by the way, available in Canvas here on the video section right near the top of modules. I believe this will be the 18th video. Okay, so yeah, let's go back here. You can pause the video and experiment. Okay, again, in the book, okay, chapter 5, okay, top of page 140 gives you a whole list of string functions. Enjoy.